Rain hits concrete like 1,000 whispered warnings. Mireia shifts the grocery bag to her other hip, feeling the weight pull at muscles already stretched too thin. Her lower back aches, has ached for weeks now, but complaining costs energy she doesn't have. The streets smell like wet asphalt and something metallic she can't name. Neon signs bleed color across puddles, turning the sidewalk into a fractured mirror. She moves through the crowd the way she's learned to move through everything. Small, quiet, unnoticed. People flow around her like water around a stone. A businessman in a gray suit checks his phone and nearly clips her shoulder. A woman in heels splashes past, umbrella tilted against the wind. No one looks, no one sees. She's learned this is survival, being the space between other people's urgency. The baby kicks. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Mireia's hand moves to her stomach automatically, pressing gently where the movement was. 6 months now. 6 months of carrying a future she didn't plan and can't afford. 6 months of watching men in suits and women with strollers cross the street when they see her coming. Pregnant and alone reads like a warning label in the city. She turns down the alley because it's faster. Because the bus fare she saved by walking means dinner tomorrow. Because choices aren't really choices when you're counting quarters. That's when the scent hits her. Blood, copper sharp and fresh. But underneath it, something else. Something that makes the hair on her arms rise despite the humid air. Alpha pheromones, destabilizing and wrong, like a radio signal breaking apart. She freezes mid-step. 20 feet ahead, a man leans against the brick wall. His suit is black, expensive, soaked through. Rain streams down his face, mixing with blood from a cut above his eyebrow. His hands, large, scarred, are clenched so tight they shake. No one else is in the alley. She should keep walking. Every instinct screams it. Pregnant omegas don't approach injured alphas in dark alleys. That's not caution, that's basic math. But something stops her. Maybe it's the way he's breathing, controlled, measured, like every exhale costs him. Maybe it's the way his jaw is locked, teeth clenched so hard she can see the muscle jump beneath his skin. Maybe it's the way he's folded into himself, trying to make his body smaller, less threatening. He's holding something back. She can feel it. The alpha presence that should be overwhelming, dominating the space, is instead compressed, contained, leashed by sheer will. It reminds her of a fist closing around broken glass. The rain gets heavier. Water runs down the back of her neck, cold and insistent. Her shoes are soaked through. The grocery bag is getting heavy, the plastic handles cutting into her palm. She takes one step forward. His head snaps up. Their eyes meet. His are dark, so dark they look black in the dim light. There's pain there, yes, but also something sharper. Calculation. Awareness. The kind of intelligence that doesn't shut off even when the body is failing. He sees her see him. For 3 seconds, neither of them moves. The city noise feels far away. Car horns, distant sirens, the hiss of tires on wet pavement. Here, in this alley, there's only the sound of rain and 2 people who shouldn't be here. Mireia notices details in fragments. The way his collar is unbuttoned, the scratches on his knuckles, the slight tremor in his shoulders. He's not drunk, not high. This is something else. His scent shifts, sharper now, tinged with something chemical. Suppressants failing. She knows that smell. She's been around enough desperate alphas in free clinics to recognize the moment when medication stops working and biology takes over. Dangerous. She should run. Instead, words come out of her mouth. Daijobu desu ka? The question is soft, barely audible over the rain. Are you okay? In Japanese. The language her mother taught her in stolen moments before everything fell apart. The language she hasn't spoken aloud in years because speaking it made her different, made her visible, made her a target. The man goes completely still. Not the stillness of relaxation, the stillness of a predator recognizing something unexpected. His eyes widen fractionally. His breathing changes. She watches him process it, watches the confusion flicker across his face. Then something else. Something that looks almost like pain, but deeper. Recognition. He opens his mouth, closes it. His hand moves to his side, and she sees the way he's holding himself. Ribs, maybe broken. Blood on his shirt, hidden by the black fabric but visible now in the way it clings. He tries to straighten up and fails. His knee buckles. Mireya moves without thinking, closing the distance between them. She doesn't touch him, doesn't dare. But she's close enough now to smell the rain in his hair, the expensive cologne under the blood, the bitter edge of foreign-made suppressants that her nose identifies as counterfeit. She's seen those before, bought overseas, unregulated, dangerous. "You need a hospital," she says, still Japanese. The words feel strange in her mouth after so long. He shakes his head once, sharp, definitive. "Can't." His voice is rough, accented, each word carefully formed. "Police. Questions." She understands immediately. Undocumented, or worse, documented but hiding. The kind of injury that comes with a story no one wants to tell. "There's a clinic," she hears herself say. 10 blocks. They don't ask. His eyes search her face, looking for lies, for traps, for the angle she's playing. She has no angle. She doesn't know why she's still standing here. Why? He asks it in Japanese, and the sound of her mother's language from a stranger's mouth cracks something open in her chest. "Because everyone else walked past you." The truth comes out simple and clean. His expression shifts, just slightly, like he's recalculating everything he thought he understood. The rain pounds harder. Thunder rumbles somewhere over the buildings. Her clothes are plastered to her skin. The baby kicks again, stronger this time, and she feels the man's gaze drop to her stomach, then back to her face. He's making a decision. She can see it happening. The moment when survival instinct wars with something else. Pride, maybe, or shame, or the desperate mathematics of a man with no good options. "I can walk," he says finally. It's a lie. She knows it. He knows she knows it. But she nods anyway. He pushes off the wall, and she sees the exact moment his medication fails completely. The way his pupils dilate, the way his breath catches, the way his alpha presence suddenly floods the alley like a dam breaking. Her omega instincts scream. But she doesn't run. She watches him fight it, watches him pull that presence back inside himself with visible effort, muscles shaking, jaw locked so tight she's afraid his teeth will crack. "We need to move," she says quietly. "Before you can't." He nods once. They step out of the alley together, into the rain, into the city that has decided they're both invisible. And somewhere in the back of her mind, Mireya realizes she's just made a choice that will change everything. Even though she doesn't know his name, doesn't know his story, doesn't know why he was bleeding in an alley alone. All she knows is that she spoke and he heard. In a city of 8 million people, sometimes that's enough. His hand reaches for the wall to steady himself, and she sees the tattoo on his wrist. Partial, hidden by his sleeve, but unmistakable. Japanese characters. He catches her looking and pulls his sleeve down. Too late. She's already wondering what kind of man bleeds in American alleys but carries Japanese ink on his skin. What secret is this alpha hiding that made him risk death rather than seek help? Drop your theories below. The clinic smells like antiseptic and old coffee. Mireya pushes through the door first, holding it open with her hip while the man follows. He's moving slower now, each step calculated, one hand pressed against his ribs. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, harsh and clinical after the darkness outside. A nurse looks up from the desk, Latoya, who works the overnight shift and asks fewer questions than most. Her eyes go wide when she sees them. "Mireya, girl, what?" "Fell," Mireya says quickly. "Needs stitches. Maybe a scan." Latoya's gaze moves from Mireya to the man, then back. She's been a nurse too long to believe simple stories, but she's also been a nurse long enough to know when not to push. "Exam room 3, she says finally. "I'll get Dr. Chun." The man hasn't spoken since they left the alley. Hasn't looked at anyone but Mireya. His presence is still there, that alpha weight that makes the air feel thicker, but he's holding it so carefully that it barely registers. What frightens her isn't his strength, it's how carefully he's holding it back. She leads him down the narrow hallway, past exam rooms with closed doors and the sound of someone coughing in the distance. Her shoes squeak on the linoleum. The grocery bag is still in her hand, plastic handles cutting grooves into her palm. Room 3 is small. Paper-covered exam table, a rolling stool, a blood pressure cuff hanging on the wall like a deflated snake. He sits on the table, and it creaks under his weight. For the first time, Mireya gets a full look at him under real light. The cut above his eyebrow is deep but clean. The blood on his shirt is from that and from scrapes on his knuckles. Defensive wounds, the kind you get when you're blocking, not attacking. His suit jacket is torn at the shoulder seam. Someone hurt him. He fought back. Not enough. You should go, he says. Still Japanese. His voice is quieter here, less rough. I work here. It's only half true. She volunteers sometimes, trading filing and cleaning for access to the doctor when she needs it. But he doesn't need to know that. His eyes narrow slightly, reading her, measuring truth against necessity. You're not a nurse. No. Doctor. No. Silence stretches between them. The fluorescent light flickers once. Then why are you still here? He asks it without accusation. Just curiosity. She doesn't have an answer that makes sense. The door opens before she can find one. Dr. Chun walks in, gray-haired and permanent tired, carrying a metal tray with supplies. He glances at the man, then at Mireya, then back. Friend of yours. Something like that, Mireya says. Dr. Chin doesn't push. He's seen enough broken people come through these doors to know better. He sets the tray down and pulls on latex gloves with practiced efficiency. Let's see what we're working with. The man starts to unbutton his shirt, and Mireya sees his hands shake. Just slightly, just enough. She should leave. Give him privacy. There's no reason for her to stay. But when he looks at her, just a glance, quick and uncertain, she realizes he wants her here, not because he trusts her, because she's the only familiar thing in an unfamiliar place. So she stays. Dr. Chun works quietly, cleaning the wound above the eyebrow, checking the ribs with gentle pressure that still makes the man's jaw clench. 3 cracked ribs, heavy bruising across his back. No internal bleeding that Chun can feel, but he recommends a scan. The man shakes his head. No scans. No records. Chun sighs but doesn't argue. He's heard it before. While Chun stitches the eyebrow, Mireya watches the man's face. He doesn't flinch, doesn't make a sound, just stares at the wall with those dark eyes, breathing through the pain with the same measured control he's been using since the alley. She wonders what it costs him, that control. Chun finishes, peels off his gloves, and gives instructions in English. Rest, ice, painkillers if needed. The man nods but doesn't speak. When Chun leaves, the room feels smaller. The man buttons his shirt slowly, wincing when he reaches the top. His movements are precise despite the pain. Everything about him is precise, contained, nothing wasted. Thank you, he says finally. Japanese again. Mireya nods, sets her grocery bag down on the counter because her hand is numb from carrying it. The medication you're using, she says carefully. It's not real. He goes very still. I can smell it, she continues. Counterfeit suppressants. They're cut with something else. Probably a sedative. That's why they're failing. You need to stop taking them. He doesn't deny it. Doesn't ask how she knows. I can't stop. They're making it worse. I know. His voice is flat, stating a fact. But without them, I can't stay in control. And if I lose control here, he doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. She understands. An alpha losing control in a city like this means police, hospitals, immigration. Means exposure. Whatever he's hiding, it's bigger than pain. There's a pharmacy, she says. Gray market. They sell real suppressants. Expensive, but real. He looks at her sharply. You know this how? Because I've had to know. The truth sits between them. She's Omega. He's Alpha. They're both surviving in a city that doesn't care if they disappear. He reaches into his jacket, moving carefully because of the ribs, and pulls out a wallet. Wet leather, worn at the edges. He opens it and she sees cash. Too much cash for someone bleeding in alleys. "Tell me where," he says. She tells him. Address, contact name, the code word you have to use to get through the door. Information she shouldn't have. Information that marks her as someone who lives in the spaces between legal and not. He memorizes it. Doesn't write anything down. When he stands, he's steadier. Not healed, but functional. The alpha presence is still there, still compressed, but not fracturing the way it was in the alley. At the door, he stops. "Your name," he says. "I should know your name." She hesitates. Names are dangerous. Names are tracks. Names are how people find you. "Mireya," she says finally. "Mireya Tanaka." His expression shifts, just barely, like the name means something. "Tanaka," he repeats. "Japanese. Half." He nods slowly, processing. "And you?" she asks. "What should I call you?" He considers this for longer than necessary, like he's deciding which answer is safest. "Raiden," he says finally. No last name, no context, just Raiden. They stand in the doorway, rain still falling outside, the clinic quiet around them. She can hear Latoya typing at the front desk. Someone's phone buzzes in another room. "Why did you help me?" Raiden asks. Not suspicious now, genuinely curious. Mireya thinks about it. About all the people who walked past him. About all the people who've walked past her. "Because I know what it's like," she says quietly. "Being invisible." Something flickers in his eyes. Understanding, maybe. Or recognition of a shared wound. He bows. Just slightly. A Japanese gesture that feels out of place in this fluorescent-lit clinic, but somehow right between them. Then he leaves. She watches him walk down the hallway, favoring his left side, hand pressed to his ribs. Watches him nod to Latoya at the desk. Watches him disappear into the rain. And she realizes she's holding her breath. When she finally exhales, her hands are shaking. Not from fear, from something else. Something she doesn't have a name for. She picks up her grocery bag and heads for the break room. She has filing to do. Floors to mop. The normal, invisible work that pays for access to care she can't afford. But when she pulls out her phone to check the time, she sees her hands are still shaking. In the break room, she sits on the old couch that smells like industrial cleaner and unwraps the sandwich she packed this morning. Cold now, the bread slightly soggy. She takes a bite and tastes nothing. Her phone buzzes. A text from the building manager about next month's rent. Another reminder that time is running out. Another equation she doesn't know how to solve. The baby kicks again. She presses her hand to her stomach and thinks about a man in an alley who didn't ask for help even while bleeding. About the way he held himself together through pain that should have broken him. About the tattoo on his wrist she only saw for a second. About the way he said her last name, Tanaka, like it meant something. Outside, thunder rolls across the city. The rain keeps falling. Somewhere out there, Raiden is walking through streets that don't see him, carrying whatever weight made him choose an alley over a hospital. And Mireya is sitting in a break room, eating a soggy sandwich, wondering why she gave a stranger information that could get her in trouble, wondering why she cares. The fluorescent light above her flickers twice and goes dark. In the sudden dimness, she smells it, the faint trace of his scent still clinging to her clothes. Alpha pheromones, counterfeit suppressants, blood and rain and something else. Something wrong. She pulls out her phone again, opens a browser, hesitates. Then types, Japanese organized crime, New York. What did Mireya just stumble into? And why does Raiden's name make her instincts scream danger? Comment what you think below. 3 days pass before she sees him again. 3 days of pretending that night didn't happen. Of going to work at the diner where she waits tables during the day. Of coming home to the apartment that's too small and too expensive. Of feeling the baby move and wondering how she's going to afford what comes next. 3 days of not thinking about dark eyes and careful hands and a man who thanked her in Japanese. She's lying. She's thought about him constantly. Tuesday afternoon. She's walking home from the clinic. Another volunteer shift filed away when she sees the car, black, expensive, idling at the curb outside her building. Every instinct tells her to keep walking, but her feet stop anyway. The back window rolls down. Ryden is sitting in the back seat, looking better than he did 3 nights ago. The cut above his eyebrow is closed with neat stitches. He's wearing a different suit, charcoal gray, perfectly fitted. He looks like he belongs in boardrooms, not alleys. "Get in," he says. It's not a command. Not quite, but there's an expectation in his voice that makes her spine stiffen. "Why would I do that?" "Because you gave me information," he says calmly. "And I want to thank you properly." The driver, a broad-shouldered man with a scar across his temple, doesn't look at her. Keeps his eyes forward. Professional. Mireya's hand tightens on her bag. Every warning her mother ever gave her echoes in her head. Don't get in cars with strange men. Don't trust money. Don't believe promises. "I don't need thanks," she says. "I know." Ryden shifts in the seat, and she sees him wince slightly. Still hurting. "But I'd like to offer it anyway. 5 minutes. Just a conversation." She should say no. She gets in the car. The door closes with an expensive thunk. The interior smells like leather and something else, incense maybe. The kind used in temples. The driver pulls away from the curb smoothly, and Mireya realizes she didn't ask where they're going. Ryden doesn't speak immediately, just watches her with that same careful attention he had in the clinic. Like he's reading a language only he can see. "You went to the pharmacy," she says finally. "Not a question." "I did. You were right. The medication I was using was making it worse. And now, better." He tilts his head slightly. "How did you know about that place?" She considers lying, decides against it. He'd know. "I had to find it 2 years ago, for myself." Understanding flickers in his eyes. Omega suppressants. The gray market exists for everyone who falls through the cracks of legal healthcare. "You're not taking them now," he observes. "Because of the pregnancy." "Can't. They cross the placenta." He nods slowly, processing, then reaches into his jacket and pulls out an envelope. "I don't want money," she says immediately. "It's not money." He opens the envelope and shows her. Business cards, contacts, a name and number for a lawyer who specializes in Omega protection cases, another number for a housing advocate, a third for a medical practice that takes patients regardless of ability to pay. "Resources," he says quietly, "in case you need them." She stares at the cards, at the careful way he's offering them. Not charity, not pity, just information. "Why?" she asks. "Because you helped me when you had no reason to, when it cost you safety to do so. It was just directions to a pharmacy." "It was more than that." His voice is soft but certain. "You saw me, in that alley. You saw me when everyone else decided I didn't exist." The words hit harder than they should. The car turns onto a quieter street. Trees line the sidewalk here. Brownstones with window boxes. A different world from where she lives. "I did research," Ryden says carefully. "On you." Her stomach drops. "You." "I needed to understand who helped me. And why." "That's." "I know." He cuts her off gently. "It's invasive. It's wrong. But I'm not in a position to trust easily." She wants to be angry, should be angry, but there's something in his voice, a tiredness, a weight, that makes her pause. "What did you find?" she asks instead. "That you're alone. That the father of your child left when he found out. That you work 3 jobs and still can't make rent. That you've been evicted twice in the last year." Each statement lands like a physical blow. Her private failures cataloged and known. "That you volunteer at a clinic where you can't afford to be a patient," he continues. "That you learned Japanese from your mother, who disappeared when you were 14. That you've been invisible your whole life." She turns away, looking out the window because she can't look at him. Can't let him see how much those words cut. "I'm not trying to hurt you," Ryden says quietly. I'm trying to explain why I'm offering help, because I understand what it costs to survive alone. The car stops. She realizes they're in front of a restaurant, upscale, discreet, the kind of place where meals cost more than her weekly grocery budget. I can't afford this, she says immediately. You're not paying. I don't take handouts. It's not a handout. His voice is patient. It's dinner, between two people who both know what it's like to be invisible. That's all. She looks at him finally, really looks, past the expensive suit and the careful control, sees the exhaustion in his eyes. The way he's holding himself, still guarded, still contained. He's alone too. Maybe that's why she says yes. Inside, the restaurant is quiet elegance. Dark wood, soft lighting, a hostess who greets Raiden by name, not his full name, she notices. Just Mr. R. Like he's a regular, like he belongs. They're seated in a private corner. No other diners nearby. Deliberate. Mireia sits across from him and feels completely out of place. Her clothes are clean but worn. Her shoes have a scuff on the toe. She doesn't belong in spaces like this. But Raiden doesn't treat her like she doesn't belong. He orders tea, Japanese green tea specific, and asks what she'd like in Japanese like it's the most natural thing in the world. She answers in Japanese without thinking, and something settles between them. A shared language, a shared displacement. Tell me about your mother, he says after the tea arrives. Why? Because you learned Japanese from her. And people don't teach their children languages that don't matter. Mireia wraps her hands around the teacup. Warm, grounding. She was from Kyoto, she says finally. Came here young. Met my father. He left before I was born. She raised me alone. And then I was 14 and she was gone. Mireia's voice is flat. No note, no explanation. Just gone. You think she left. I know she left. But you don't know why. Mireia meets his eyes. Does it matter? Gone is gone. Raiden doesn't argue. Just nods like he understands that some wounds don't have good explanations. What about you? She asks. Why were you bleeding in an alley? His expression doesn't change. But something shifts. A wall coming up. Polite but absolute. Wrong place, he says simply. Wrong time. It's a lie. They both know it. But she doesn't push. Because she knows about walls. About the things you don't say because saying them makes them real. They eat in careful conversation. He asks about her work. She asks about New York. They talk around the truth like dancers avoiding broken glass. And then, between the main course and tea, she smells it again. That chemical edge. Faint but present. The counterfeit suppressants. He's still taking them. You said the pharmacy helped, she says quietly. Raiden goes very still. It did. Then why do you still smell like the fake ones? He sets down his chopsticks carefully. Precisely. Because I can't get enough of the real ones to last. They're expensive. And I can't use traceable funds to buy them regularly. Why not? Because people are looking for me. And money leaves tracks. The truth slips out before he can stop it. She sees him realize it. Sees the moment he understands he's said too much. But he doesn't take it back. Who's looking for you? She asks. People I used to work for. And if they find you? His jaw tightens. They won't. But his hand shakes slightly when he picks up his teacup. Mireia studies him. This man in expensive suits with careful control and resources that should mean safety. This man who still takes counterfeit medication because the real kind leaves evidence. You're hiding, she says. Yes, from your own people. He doesn't answer, doesn't need to. She thinks about the tattoo on his wrist. The way he moves, trained, deliberate. The driver with the scar. The private corner in an expensive restaurant. What did you do? She asks. Not accusatory, just curious. I survived, Raiden says quietly, at the cost of loyalty. And suddenly she understands. Whatever he was, whatever he did, he chose survival over allegiance. Chose himself over the people who thought they owned him. She knows what that costs. has paid similar prices. The check comes. He pays in cash, old bills untraceable. Tips well but not excessively. Everything calculated. Outside, the driver is waiting. The sun is setting, painting the sky orange and pink. "Thank you for dinner," Mireya says. "Thank you for coming." They stand on the sidewalk, and for a moment, neither moves. "The cards I gave you," Raiden says. "Use them, please. You don't have to do this alone." "Neither do you," she says before she can stop herself. His expression shifts. Something vulnerable flickers across his face before the mask comes back. "I'm used to alone," he says. "So am I. Doesn't mean it's better." The driver opens the car door. Raiden doesn't move. "If you need anything," he says carefully, "anything at all, there's a number on the back of one of those cards. Call it." "Why would you?" "Because you're the first person in 6 months who's seen me as something other than a target or a ghost." His voice is raw, real. "And I don't forget that." He gets in the car. The door closes. The engine purrs to life. Mireya watches it drive away, envelope of cards clutched in her hand. When she gets home, she spreads them out on her kitchen table, studies each one. Real businesses, real numbers. She picks up her phone, hesitates, then puts it down again. She's not ready, not yet, but she keeps the cards, just in case. That night, lying in bed, she feels the baby move and thinks about a man who survives by hiding, about loyalty that costs everything, about the choice between safety and truth. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. "Hello, it's Raiden." His voice is quiet, tired. "I wanted to make sure you got home safely." "I did." Silence. Then, "Good." He should hang up. She should hang up. Neither does. "The medication," she says finally. "How much do you need?" "Mireya." "How much?" He tells her. It's more than she thought. More than he can buy without leaving tracks. "I know someone," she says. "At the clinic. They have access to samples. Legitimate ones. I could." "No." His voice is sharp. "Don't risk yourself. You risked coming to find me. That's different." "How?" He doesn't have an answer for that. "Let me help you," Mireya says. "The way you're trying to help me. It's dangerous. So is being pregnant and poor in this city. I'm used to dangerous." She hears him breathe, hears him think. "I'll consider it," he says finally. "Don't consider too long. Those fake ones will kill you eventually." "I know." They stay on the line, neither speaking, just breathing, just existing in the same moment despite the distance. "Good night, Mireya." "Good night, Raiden." She hangs up, stares at her phone, at the unknown number now in her call history, and realizes she's just committed to something she doesn't fully understand. But for the first time in months, she doesn't feel alone. Even if she should. Even if it's dangerous. Even if it's the worst possible choice. Her phone buzzes again. A text this time. Unknown number. "Thank you." She types back, "Don't thank me yet." Outside, the city hums. 8 million people. 8 million stories. And somehow, hers has just gotten tangled with his. She falls asleep with her hand on her stomach and her phone on the pillow, wondering what she's just started. Wondering if she'll regret it. Mireya just made a choice that could destroy everything. But what if Raiden's enemies find out she's helping him? Drop your predictions below. The medication arrives 4 days later. Not at her apartment, at the clinic in a plain box marked medical supplies, mixed in with the regular shipment. Inside, wrapped in sterile packaging, are 30 days of legitimate alpha suppressants. No note, no name, just the medication. Mireya stares at it in the supply closet, heart pounding. She didn't ask her contact at the clinic for this. Didn't make any calls, which means Raiden did. Which means he knows more about her access and connections than she told him. She should be furious, should feel violated. Instead, she feels something else. Seen. That night, she texts the unknown number, "Received the package." The response comes immediately, "Can we talk? In person." She hesitates. Types, "When?" "Tonight. I'll send a car." She almost says no. Almost texts back that this is moving too fast, getting too complicated, crossing too many lines. Instead, she types, "Where?" The address he sends is in Queens, a warehouse district, the kind of place that's either completely legitimate or completely not. The car picks her up at 9. Same driver, same careful silence. They drive through streets that get progressively more industrial until they stop in front of a building that looks abandoned. She should turn around, should tell the driver to take her home. She gets out of the car. The building's entrance is unmarked. No signs, no lights. But when she approaches, the door opens. A woman stands there, older, Japanese, wearing an apron that's seen better days. She looks Mireya up and down, then nods. Upstairs. 3rd floor. He's waiting. Inside, the building isn't abandoned. There's something else. She hears voices speaking Japanese, smells food cooking, sees doorways opening to small apartments, families moving behind thin walls. This isn't a warehouse. It's a shelter. She climbs the stairs slowly, hand on her stomach because the baby's getting heavy and stairs are exhausting. 3rd floor. A door at the end of the hall stands partially open. She knocks anyway. "Come in," Raiden's voice calls. The space is small. A studio apartment with basic furniture. A table, 2 chairs, a hot plate in the corner. Nothing personal. Nothing that screams home. Raiden is standing by the window, looking out at the street below. He's not wearing a suit tonight. Just dark pants and a plain shirt. He looks younger like this, more human. "You wanted to talk," Mireya says. He turns. "I wanted to explain. About the medication. About how I got it. You had me investigated. Again." "No." He shakes his head. "I asked someone I trust to help. I didn't investigate you. I protected you. By getting me involved in whatever this is." She gestures at the room, the building, the everything. "By making sure if anyone traces that medication, it leads nowhere." His voice is calm, patient. Every shipment that clinic receives is documented. But some documentation can be adjusted. The medication you received will show as damaged supplies. Destroyed per protocol. No trail to you. She processes this. "You covered your tracks by covering mine." "Yes." "Why?" "Because you were right. The counterfeit medication would have killed me. And I'm not ready to die." The honesty in his voice stops her cold. He moves to the table, gestures for her to sit. She does. He sits across from her, and for a moment, they just look at each other. "What is this place?" she asks finally. "A safe house, for people who can't go home. Your people. Some of them. Others are just lost. Between countries. Between lives." She looks around again, sees the care in the sparse furniture, the way everything is clean despite being worn. Someone maintains this place. Someone cares. "You run this," she says. "I fund it. Others run it." "With what money?" "You said you can't use traceable funds." His expression hardens slightly. "I said I can't use certain funds. I have others. Legal ones." Define legal. She wants to push, wants to demand answers. But she's learning Raiden doesn't give information freely. He parcels it out like it costs him something each time. "Why did you bring me here?" she asks instead. "Because you asked me a question. At the restaurant, you asked what I did. You said you survived. That's not the whole truth." He stands, walks to the window again, his back to her, like it's easier to say without eye contact. "I was born into the Yakuza, 3rd generation. My grandfather built an empire in Tokyo. My father maintained it. I was supposed to inherit it." Mireya's blood goes cold. Yakuza, Japanese organized crime. The tattoo on his wrist suddenly makes sense. "What happened?" she asks quietly. "I questioned orders, refused to participate in certain activities, trafficking, exploitation. Things that went against everything my grandfather taught me about honor. They didn't like that. No, So they decided to make an example. Sent me here to oversee expansion. Then sold me out to rivals. Made it look like I'd betrayed them first. The alley, she says, that night, was supposed to be my execution. But the men they sent were sloppy. And I'm harder to kill than they expected. He turns back to her. His face is calm, but his eyes are haunted. I didn't survive by being good, Mireya. I survived by being ruthless when I had to be. By knowing when to fight and when to disappear. And now I'm trying to do something different. This place, he gestures at the building, is my attempt at something that doesn't require blood. She sits with that, with the weight of what he's telling her. You could have just told me you were Yakuza, she says. Would you have helped me? In that alley. She thinks about it, honest with herself. I don't know. Exactly. That's why I didn't say anything. And why I'm telling you now? Because you've already helped me. And I need you to understand what that means. What you've gotten involved in. Danger, she says flatly. Yes, if my former syndicate finds out I'm alive, they'll come after me. And anyone associated with me. So why tell me? Why not just disappear? He moves back to the table, sits, looks at her with an intensity that makes her breath catch. Because you asked why I stopped, why everyone else walked past. And I've been thinking about that question for 4 days. And I realized I stopped because you spoke Japanese. Because in that moment, I wasn't just another alpha in an alley. I was someone who belonged to something. A language, culture, a history. His voice cracks slightly. You made me human again, Mireya. Just by speaking to me in my mother's language. The room falls silent. Just the distant sound of voices from downstairs. The hum of the city outside. Mireya feels tears threaten and blinks them back. Because she understands. God, she understands. My mother used to say, she says quietly, that language is home. That no matter where you are, if someone speaks your language, you're not lost. She was right. They sit in that truth. 2 displaced people in a city of millions. Both carrying languages that mark them as foreign. Both surviving alone. I can't promise you safety, Raiden says finally. I can't promise this won't end badly. But I can promise. If you let me help you, I'll do everything in my power to protect you. And your child. Why would you do that? Because you protected me first. And because... He hesitates. Because I know what it's like to be abandoned by the people who should have stood by you. And I won't do that to you. Mireya's hand moves to her stomach automatically. The baby kicks like it knows they're talking about it. I don't need protection, she says. I need partnership. Equals. Not savior and victim. Something shifts in Raiden's expression. Respect, maybe. Equals, he agrees. And if I say no? If I walk away right now, then the medication still comes. The resources still work. Nothing changes except we don't do this again. And if I say yes, then we help each other survive. However that looks. She studies his face, looks for lies, for angles, for the manipulation she's learned to expect from men who offer help. She doesn't find any, just exhaustion and hope. And the same desperation she sees in her own mirror. Okay, she says finally. Okay, equals. Partners in survival. Whatever that means. Raiden exhales like he's been holding his breath. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. I'm expensive. And I have terrible credit. And I'm going to have a baby in 3 months. A smile cracks his careful expression. Small but real. I think I can manage. They talk for another hour, not about danger or Yakuza or the past, about small things. She tells him about the diner. He tells her about learning English by watching old American movies. She complains about heartburn. He admits he's terrible at cooking. Normal conversation, human conversation. When the car drops her off at home, it's past midnight. She's exhausted. Her feet hurt. The baby won't stop kicking. But she feels lighter than she has in months. Inside her apartment, she looks at the business cards still on her kitchen table. Picks up the one with Raiden's private number written on the back in careful handwriting. She saves it in her phone. Not as unknown number anymore. Just Raiden. That night, she dreams about her mother. About sitting in their old apartment, learning hiragana at the kitchen table. About the way her mother's voice sounded when she spoke Japanese. Like home. Even when everything else was chaos. She wakes up crying. Happy tears, for once. Her phone buzzes. A text from Raiden. You okay? She must have made noise. Enough for him to notice. Or maybe he's just awake too. She types back. Yes, just remembering. Good memories? The best kind. The ones that hurt because you miss them. I understand that. She sets her phone down, hand on her stomach, feeling the baby move, and thinks that maybe, just maybe, she's not as alone as she thought. Even if it's complicated. Even if it's dangerous. Even if it shouldn't work. The next morning, she wakes to another text. There's a prenatal clinic, better than where you're going. I've arranged an appointment, this afternoon, if you want. She should say no, should maintain boundaries, should not let him involve himself in her life like this. She texts back, what time? Because sometimes survival means accepting help. Even when it scares you, even when you don't know what it will cost. Raiden just revealed he's Yakuza. And now Mireya's in deeper than she ever imagined. What do you think happens when his enemies discover she exists? Let us know below. The prenatal clinic is nothing like the places Mireya's been before. It's clean. Actually clean. Not just functional clean, but cared for clean. Plants in the waiting room. Art on the walls. Chairs that don't have ripped vinyl. The receptionist greets her by name. Already has her paperwork. Doesn't ask about insurance or payment. Mireya sits in one of those intact chairs and tries not to feel like an imposter. A nurse calls her back. Keisha, her name tag says, warm smile, efficient movements, takes her vitals without judgment, asks questions without condescension. The doctor will be right in, Keisha says. You're in good hands here, honey. Mireya believes her. Dr. Okonkwo is a black woman in her 50s with kind eyes and steady hands. She does the ultrasound herself, gently, explaining everything as she goes. Baby looks healthy. Strong heartbeat. Good size. You're doing well, Mama. Mireya watches the screen. Sees the baby's profile. The tiny fist by its face. The spine like a string of pearls. She starts crying. Not sad crying. Not scared crying. Just crying. Because this is the first time anyone's called her Mama like it's something good. Something to be celebrated instead of pitted. Dr. Okonkwo hands her tissues without comment. Finishes the exam. Prints out images. I want to see you every 2 weeks until delivery. We'll make sure you and baby have everything you need. I can't afford. It's taken care of. Mireya's stomach drops. By who? Dr. Okonkwo gives her a look. Knowing but not judgmental. By someone who wants to help. Don't question good fortune, sweetheart. Just accept it. Mireya leaves with a folder full of ultrasound pictures, prenatal vitamins, and an appointment card. She also leaves with questions burning in her chest. The car is waiting outside. Same driver, but this time the back door opens and Raiden is inside. How was it? He asks. She gets in, throws the folder at him. You can't do this. He catches the folder, opens it, looks at the ultrasound images. His expression softens in a way she's never seen. Can't do what? Pay for everything. Control everything. Arrange my life like I'm a problem to be solved. I'm not solving anything. I'm helping. Without asking. Without letting me have a choice. He sets the folder down carefully. Looks at her. You're right. I should have asked first. I apologize. The sincerity in his voice deflates her anger. I'm not your responsibility, she says, quieter now. No, you're my partner. Equals, remember? And equals help each other. This isn't equal. You're giving me things I can't give back. You already gave me something I couldn't pay back. You gave me visibility when I was invisible. You gave me language when I was lost. That's worth more than money. She wants to argue, wants to maintain her walls. But the truth is, she's tired. Tired of fighting alone. Tired of pretending she doesn't need help. I don't know how to do this, she admits. How to let someone help without losing myself. Neither do I, but maybe we figure it out together. The driver pulls away from the curb. They ride in silence for a while. The baby's healthy, she says finally. I saw the pictures. It's a girl. Raiden looks at her. Something vulnerable flickers in his eyes. A daughter. Yeah. Do you have a name? Not yet. I keep thinking I'll know when I meet her. But I worry I won't. That I'll mess it up. You won't. How do you know? Because you already love her. That's the hardest part. The rest is just learning. She wants to believe him. Wants to think love is enough. My mother loved me, she says. And she still left. Raiden is quiet for a long moment. Maybe she didn't leave because she stopped loving you. Maybe she left because she loved you too much to stay. The thought breaks something open in Mireya's chest. Something she's kept locked for 15 years. How could leaving be love? I don't know. But sometimes survival means making choices that look like abandonment. And sometimes the bravest thing is walking away before you destroy what you love most. He's not talking about her mother anymore. She knows that. Is that what you did? She asks. With your family? Your syndicate? Yes. Do they see it as brave? No. They see it as betrayal. And maybe it was. But staying would have made me into something I couldn't live with. So you chose yourself. I chose to survive as myself. Instead of dying as who they wanted me to be. The words settle in the space between them. Heavy. True. I'm scared, Mireya says suddenly. Of being a mother. Of messing her up the way I'm messed up. You're not messed up. I'm alone. Broke. Homeless half the time. That's pretty messed up. That's circumstance. Not character. There's a difference. She looks at him. This man who should terrify her. This Yakuza prince who arranged her medical care without asking. This alpha who holds his power so carefully it barely shows. Why are you doing this? She asks. Really? Not the language thing. Not the helping each other thing. Why do you actually care? He doesn't answer immediately. Looks out the window instead. Watches the city pass by. Because I know what it's like to be written off. To be decided for. To have your entire worth determined by other people's expectations. He turns back to her. And I refuse to do that to anyone else. Especially someone who saw me as human when no one else did. That's a lot of pressure to put on one conversation in an alley. Maybe, but that one conversation changed everything. Made me believe I could be something other than what I was running from. The car stops. They're not at her apartment. They're at a different building. Nicer. A doorman. Actual security. Where are we? She asks. An apartment. 3-bedroom. Rent paid for the next year. If you want it. Her heart stops. Raiden. Before you say no, just look. That's all I ask. Look at it. See if it could be home. And if it can't, we'll find something else. This is too much. This is basic safety. You can't keep living where you are. The building has violations. No heat half the time. Mold in the walls. You're 6 months pregnant, Mireya. That's not sustainable. I don't have a choice. Now you do. The driver opens the door. Raiden gets out first, extends his hand to help her. She takes it. The apartment is on the 4th floor. Windows facing east. Sunlight streaming through. Hardwood floors. An actual kitchen. Bedrooms big enough for furniture. Empty but clean. Ready. Mireya walks through slowly. Touches walls. Opens closets. Stands in the room that could be a nursery and feels tears threatening again. It's too much, she says. But her voice has no conviction. It's enough, Raiden corrects gently. There's a difference. She turns to face him. He's standing in the doorway, hands in his pockets, looking uncertain for the first time since she met him. If I say yes, she says carefully, What does that make me? To you, it makes you someone with a safe place to live. Nothing more, nothing less. And if your enemies find out you're doing this, supporting me, they won't. But if they do, his jaw tightens, then I'll handle it. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I have. She processes this, the risk he's taking, the risk he's asking her to take. I need time, she says, to think about it. Take all the time you need. The apartment isn't going anywhere. They leave. The car takes her back to her actual apartment. The one with peeling paint and a radiator that clanks. The one that's not home but is all she has. That night she can't sleep. She keeps thinking about the empty apartment, the sunlight, the room that could be a nursery, the choice being offered. Choice doesn't feel like freedom at first. Feels like standing alone. At 2 in the morning, she texts Ryden, "If I take the apartment, I pay you back. Somehow. Eventually." His response comes immediately, "Deal. Though I'm expensive and have terrible credit too." She smiles despite herself. Types, "We're a disaster together. The best kind." She sets her phone down, looks around her current apartment, at the water stain on the ceiling, the crack in the window she covers with tape, the life she's been surviving instead of living, and makes a choice. She texts, "Okay, I'll take it." 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Finally, "Thank you for trusting me. Don't make me regret it. I'll try my best." She falls asleep thinking about paint colors for the nursery, about cribs and changing tables, about a future that might not be survival-focused for once. The next morning, she wakes to a text, "Movers will come Thursday if that works. Just tell me what needs to go." She looks around, at her few possessions, the life that fits in boxes, types back, "Everything, all of it," because sometimes surviving means accepting that you can't do it alone. Sometimes it means letting someone see your weakness. Sometimes it means trusting that help doesn't always come with strings, even when it should scare you, even when you don't understand why someone cares, even when accepting means admitting you needed help all along. Thursday comes. The movers are professional, efficient, done in 3 hours. By evening, Mireya is standing in the new apartment, surrounded by her boxes, looking at all that empty space waiting to be filled. Her phone rings. "Ryden, how does it feel?" he asks. She thinks about lying, about keeping her walls up, about protecting herself from whatever this is becoming. Instead, she tells the truth. Like home. For the first time in 15 years, it feels like home. She hears him exhale. Relieved, maybe. "Good. That's good. Ryden. Yes. Thank you for seeing me when no one else did." Silence. Then quietly, "Thank you for speaking to me when everyone else walked past." They hang up. She stands in her new living room, empty boxes around her, sunlight fading to dusk, and realizes something has shifted. This partnership, this equals thing, it's becoming something else. Something she doesn't have a name for yet. Something that might save her or destroy her. She can't tell which. All she knows is she's not alone anymore. And that's either the best decision she's ever made or the worst. Time will tell. Mireya just accepted help that could make her a target. But what price will Ryden pay for protecting someone his enemies can use against him? What do you think happens next? Comment below. The eviction notice arrives on a Tuesday. Mireya stares at the paper taped to her old apartment door. The one she hasn't lived in for 3 weeks, but still pays rent on because the lease isn't up. The landlord wants her out anyway. Something about lease violations she never committed. Complaints she never made. Someone paid him off. Her hands shake as she rips the notice down. The baby kicks hard, like she feels the panic rising in her mother's chest. 3 weeks in the new apartment. 3 weeks of sleeping through the night without sirens outside her window. 3 weeks of actual heat and hot water and feeling safe. 3 weeks was all she got before reality caught up. She calls Ryden. He answers on the first ring. "They found me," she says. No greeting, no preamble. Who found you? I don't know. But someone's making moves. Eviction notice on my old place. My hours at the diner got cut to nothing this morning. The clinic called, said they can't have me volunteer anymore. No explanation. Silence on his end. Then, where are you right now? Outside the old apartment. Stay there. I'm coming. Raiden. But he's already hung up. She leans against the building wall, one hand on her stomach, trying to breathe through the tightness in her chest. The baby won't stop moving. Anxious, maybe, or just running out of room. 15 minutes later, a different car pulls up. Not the usual one. This one is older, nondescript. The driver is a woman, Japanese, maybe 40, with sharp eyes and a scar along her jawline. Get in, the woman says through the open window. Mireya doesn't move. Where's Raiden? Dealing with the problem. I'm Akane. He sent me to get you somewhere safe. The apartment isn't safe anymore. Get in. Now. Something in Akane's tone makes Mireya obey. She gets in the back seat. The car pulls away immediately, smooth and fast. What's happening? Mireya asks. Someone's asking questions. About Raiden. About a pregnant Omega he's been seen with. They're connecting dots. His old syndicate. Akane's eyes meet hers in the rearview mirror. You know about that. He told me. Then you know what happens if they confirm you're important to him. Mireya's stomach drops. I become leverage. Exactly. They drive through neighborhoods Mireya doesn't recognize. Industrial areas. Warehouse districts. Places where people disappear. Where are we going? Somewhere they won't think to look. The car stops outside a church. Old stone. Stained glass. A Korean sign above the door. A church? Mireya asks. Sanctuary isn't just religious. It's practical. Come on. Inside, the church is quiet. Candles flicker in red glass holders. The smell of incense hangs in the air. An older Korean woman appears from a side door, takes one look at Mireya, and nods. This way, child. She's led to a room in the back. Small but clean. A bed. A chair. A window that looks out onto an alley. You'll stay here until it's safe, the woman says. Her accent is thick but her English is clear. How long? As long as it takes. The woman leaves. Akane stays, standing by the door like a guard. Raiden should have warned you, Akane says finally. Should have told you what helping him would cost. He did warn me. Not enough, apparently. Mireya sits on the bed. Her back aches. Her feet are swollen. The baby hasn't stopped kicking. How bad is it? She asks. Bad enough that he's calling in favors he swore he'd never use. Bad enough that he's exposing himself to protect you. I didn't ask him to. Doesn't matter. You exist. You spoke to him in Japanese. You made him human again. And now his enemies know that makes you a weakness they can exploit. The words hit like physical blows. I should leave, Mireya says. Disappear. Make it so they can't use me. Too late for that. They already have your face. Your name. Where you work. If you run now, they'll just hunt you for sport. So what do I do? Akane's expression softens slightly. You trust that Raiden knows what he's doing. And you stay alive long enough for him to fix this. And if he can't fix it? Then we all have bigger problems than an eviction notice. Hours pass. The Korean woman brings food, soup, rice, tea. Mireya eats mechanically, tasting nothing. The baby finally settles, exhausted from kicking. Night falls. No word from Raiden. Mireya lies on the bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about choices and consequences. About speaking Japanese in an alley. About accepting help. About believing she could have something good without it costing everything. Her phone buzzes. Finally. Raiden, are you safe? She types, yes. Church in Koreatown. Woman named Akane brought me. Good. Stay there. Don't leave for any reason. What's happening? 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. I'm handling it. Trust me. She wants to. God, she wants to. But trust feels expensive right now. She texts back, "How long do I hide?" "Not long. I promise." "Raiden, I won't let them hurt you. Or your daughter. I swear it." The certainty in his words should comfort her. Instead, it terrifies her. Because certainty like that comes from someone willing to do terrible things. She sets her phone down, presses both hands to her stomach. "I'm sorry," she whispers to the baby. "I thought I was making us safer. I was wrong." The baby kicks once, gentle this time, like forgiveness or goodbye. Mireya closes her eyes and tries not to think about all the ways this could end. Tries not to imagine men with guns and questions. Tries not to see Raiden's face when he realizes protecting her means sacrificing himself. Outside, the city moves on. 8 million people. 8 million stories. And hers just became the kind that ends badly. She falls asleep to the sound of distant sirens and wakes to complete silence. The kind of silence that means something's changed. She reaches for her phone. Dead. Battery drained. She gets up, moves to the door. Locked from the outside. Panic floods her system. She pounds on the door. "Hello? Akane? Anyone?" Nothing. The window. She tries it. Stuck. Painted shut. Her heart races. The baby kicks frantically, responding to her fear. Then she hears it. Voices. Speaking Japanese. Getting closer. She backs away from the door. Looks for anything she can use as a weapon. Finds nothing. "Will I ever meet him?" "I don't know, baby. But even if you don't, he's part of your story. And that matters." Nozomi seems satisfied with this. One evening, when Nozomi is 7, she's practicing Japanese writing at the kitchen table. "Mama, how do you write hope?" Mireya shows her. "Nozomi, like your name." "My name means hope?" "Yes." "Why did you name me that?" "Because even when everything was hard, even when I was scared, even when I felt alone, I had hope that things could be better. And then you were born, and they were better." Nozomi traces the characters carefully. "I like my name. I like it too, baby." That night, the newest crane appears. Mireya unfolds it. "She's growing up strong. You're doing everything right." She writes back on her own crane. "I wish you could see her. Really see her. Not from distance." The next day, her crane is gone. No replacement comes. She worries, waits, checks the windowsill obsessively. A week passes. Nothing. 2 weeks. Still nothing. She tells herself it's fine. He's busy. He's safe. He's just maintaining distance like always. But the silence feels different. Then, on a Tuesday afternoon, there's a knock on her door. She opens it. Courier. Holding an envelope. "Mireya Tanaka?" "Yes. This is for you. Signature required." She signs. Takes the envelope. Thick, legal weight paper. Inside documents. And a letter. She reads the letter first. Her hands shake so badly she almost drops it. It's from Raiden. The first real letter in 7 years. "Mireya, I'm writing this because I need you to know the truth. All of it. No more distance. No more shadows. I'm sick. The injuries from that night, the stress of the years after, the constant surveillance and pressure. It's caught up. The doctors give me maybe 2 years. Maybe less. I'm not telling you this for pity. I'm telling you because I need to make sure you and Nozomi are protected after I'm gone. The documents in this envelope transfer everything. Properties, accounts, legal protections. All to you. All clean. All free of any connection to my past. I also need you to know every crane was worth it. Every moment of watching from far away. Every sacrifice. Worth it. Because you're safe. She's safe. And that's everything. I have one request. When she's old enough, when you think she can understand, tell her about the man in the alley. Tell her he was broken and she helped heal him without ever meeting him. Tell her that's the power of hope. Thank you for speaking to me that night. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for making me believe I could be someone worth saving. You saved me first. I never forget that. Mireya sits on the floor. letter clutched in her hands. Sobbing, Nozomi finds her. "Mama? Why are you sad?" "I'm not sad, baby. I'm just remembering someone important." "The faraway friend?" "Yes. Is he okay?" Mireya pulls Nozomi into her lap, holds her tight. "He's going to be okay, because he knows he's loved. And that's what makes everything okay." That night, she folds a crane, writes on it, "You were always worth saving. Always." She places it on the windowsill. In the morning, it's gone, and in its place, one final crane. She unfolds it with trembling hands. "Then I die having lived. And that's enough." She keeps this one separate from the others. Sacred, final, and prepares herself for the day when the cranes stop coming. When the faraway friend becomes just a memory. When all she has left are stories and origami and the daughter named Hope. But even that, even loss can't erase what they built. A life, a future, a chance. That's victory. That's what survives. Raiden's time is running out, but his legacy lives on in Mireya and Nozomi. How should their story end? Tell us what you think in the comments below. The final crane arrives on Nozomi's 10th birthday. Mireya finds it at dawn, sitting on the windowsill like always. But this one is different, larger, more intricate, folded with care that speaks of time spent, effort invested, last things mattering. She unfolds it slowly. No words this time, just a photo. Raiden, older now, grayer, thinner, standing in front of a small house somewhere green and quiet. Not hiding, not running, just existing. And on the back, one sentence, "I got to live free. Because of you." Mireya holds the photo until her hands stop shaking. Then she tucks it into the box where she keeps all the cranes, all the messages, all the proof that 7 years of silence was actually 7 years of presence. That afternoon, Nozomi's birthday party fills the apartment with children and laughter. Latoya brings a cake. Akane shows up with gifts. She's part of their lives now. A strange auntie who never explains her scars but always keeps them safe. After everyone leaves and Nozomi is asleep, Mireya sits in the quiet apartment. The one that's home now. The one built on sacrifice and distance and love that looked like absence. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers without breathing. "Hello, it's me." Raiden's voice. Rough, tired, real. "You called," she says. Stupid statement, but all she can manage. "I wanted to hear your voice. One more time, while I still can." "How bad is it?" "Bad enough, but I'm not in pain. And I'm not afraid. That's more than most people get." "Where are you?" "Somewhere no one will find me. Somewhere quiet, where I can watch birds and remember what peace feels like. Alone, by choice, because the people I love are safer this way." Tears slide down her face. "I hate that you're alone." "I'm not alone. I carry you with me. And Nozomi, every day. That's not alone. That's accompanied by love." Silence stretches. She hears him breathing. Hears birds in the background. Hears life continuing. "Tell me about her," he says. "About Nozomi. What she's like now." So Mireya talks. About Nozomi's curiosity. Her kindness. The way she stops to help insects she finds on the sidewalk. The way she learns Japanese eagerly, hungrily, like she knows it connects her to something important. "She asks about you," Mireya says. "The faraway friend. She wants to know when she can meet you." "What do you tell her?" "That someday, when the time is right." "The time won't be right. Not in the way she means." "I know." More silence. Heavier now. "Mireya," he says finally, "I need you to promise me something. Anything. Promise me you'll tell her the whole story. Not just the good parts. The mistakes I made. The people I hurt before I learned better. The cost of my choices." "Why?" "Because I don't want to be a saint in her mind. I want to be human. Flawed. Someone who learned that power should protect, not dominate. That's the lesson that matters. I promise. And promise me you'll keep doing the work. Helping people who are invisible. Using your voice. You're good at it. Better than I ever was." I learned from the best. No, you were always good at seeing people. I just learned from watching you. Her throat closes. I don't know how to say goodbye to you. Then don't. Just say thank you. And mean it. Thank you. The words come out broken. Thank you for protecting us. For sacrificing everything. For making sure we could live without fear. Thank you for speaking to me. In that alley. In the rain. Thank you for making me human again. She hears him take a breath. Shaky. Final. I have to go now, he says. Raiden. I love you. Both of you. Not romantically. Not possessively. Just completely. The way you love something that reminds you why you're alive. We love you too. I know. That's why I can let go. The line goes quiet. She thinks he's hung up. Then, goodbye, Mireia. Live well. That's all I ever wanted. Goodbye, Raiden. Rest well. You earned it. The call ends. She sits in the silence of her apartment. Her home. The life he made possible. And cries until she can't anymore. 3 months later, she gets a package. Legal documents. A death certificate. A letter from a lawyer in Japan explaining that Raiden Kuro's passed peacefully. That all his affairs are in order. That his final wishes have been executed. And one personal item. A small wooden box. Inside, folded carefully, every crane she ever sent him. Every message she wrote. Preserved. Treasured. Kept. She holds the box and understands. He kept her too. Kept her words. Kept her presence. They carried each other. Even across distance. Even through years of silence. That's love. The kind that doesn't need proximity to exist. That evening, she sits Nozomi down. Baby, I need to tell you about the faraway friend. Nozomi looks up from her homework. Is he coming to visit? No, sweetheart. He can't visit anymore. He passed away. He died. Nozomi's face crumples. But I never met him. I know, and I'm sorry, but he knew you. Through stories and pictures and all the ways I told him about you. And he loved you. So much. What was his name? Raiden. His name was Raiden. And he was one of the bravest people I ever knew. Why was he brave? Because he changed his whole life to protect people. Because he used his power to remove harm instead of cause it. Because he believed that seeing people, really seeing them, was the most important thing you could do. Nozomi processes this. Like how you always say to notice people who look sad? Exactly like that. He taught me that. In a way. Can you tell me about him? So Mireia does. Tells the story. The alley. The rain. The Japanese greeting that changed everything. The choice to help. The choice to accept help. The years of protection from distance. Nozomi listens, eyes wide. When the story ends, she's quiet for a long time. Mama. Yes, baby? I think I understand why you named me Nozomi now. Why? Because even when things are really hard, even when people have to go away, hope is what stays. Mireia pulls her daughter close, holds her tight. That's exactly right, baby. Hope is what stays. Years continue. Nozomi grows, becomes a teenager, then a young woman, studies social work, learns about systems and structures and how to dismantle harm. She never forgets Raiden, keeps his story close, uses it to fuel her own work. One day, when Nozomi is 22, she comes home from graduate school and tells Mireia about a project she's working on. It's a network for people who are invisible, homeless youth, undocumented immigrants, trafficking survivors, anyone the system forgets. We connect them with resources, housing, legal help, medical care. Mireia smiles. That sounds familiar. I know. I'm building on what you started. What you and Raiden started. That night in the alley. He'd be proud of you. I hope so, because I'm naming it after him. The Raiden Initiative. For people who need someone to see them. Tears prick Mireia's eyes. That's perfect, baby. Will you help me run it? Of course. Together, they work side by side, mother and daughter, building systems that protect instead of harm, creating visibility for the invisible. using their voices to amplify others. And every year, on the anniversary of that night in the alley, they fold cranes together. Leave them in places where people might need reminders that they're seen. Public benches, sheltered doorways, hospital waiting rooms, small acts, quiet gestures, proof that someone notices, that someone cares. One evening, decades later, Mireya is old now, gray-haired, slower, but still working, still fighting. Nozomi has children of her own, teaches them Japanese, teaches them about seeing people, about the power of small kindnesses. They're folding cranes together when Nozomi's daughter asks, "Great Mama, why do we make these birds?" Mireya smiles. Because once, a long time ago, a man who felt invisible was seen by someone who cared. And that changed everything. For him, for me, for all of us. Just by seeing him, and speaking to him, and refusing to walk past his suffering. That's all it took? That's all it ever takes, sweetheart. Seeing people, speaking up, refusing to let anyone be invisible. The child considers this, then carefully folds her crane. "I want to see people too," she says. "Then you will, and you'll change the world, one person at a time." That night, Mireya sits alone in her apartment, the same one, still home after all these years. She takes out the box of cranes, looks through them, reads the messages, remembers the man who saved her by letting her save him first, and understands finally, completely, some lives change not because someone saved them, but because someone saw them. Some power heals quietly, removes weight instead of adding it. Some justice doesn't roar, it just stops the harm. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is speak to someone the world has decided not to see. That's the lesson. That's the legacy. That's what survives when everything else fades. She closes the box, presses it to her chest, and whispers into the quiet apartment. "Thank you, Raiden, for teaching me that visibility is a gift, that language is home, that even when we can't be together, we're never truly alone." Outside, the city moves on. 8 million people, 8 million stories, and somewhere in all that noise and chaos and life, someone stops, sees someone else who's invisible, and speaks, because that's how you change the world. Not with violence, not with dominance, with seeing, with speaking, with refusing to walk past suffering. One person at a time, one moment at a time, one act of kindness that costs nothing but means everything. That's the story. That's the truth. That's what survives. Thank you for journeying with Mireya and Raiden through a story about quiet courage, the power of being seen, and love that protects from a distance. If this story moved you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another tale that inspires. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your reflections might inspire someone else who needs to hear that they matter, that they're seen, and that small acts of kindness can change everything. What will you do today to see someone the world has overlooked? Let us know. Until next time, keep noticing, keep speaking, keep making people visible. The lock clicks, the door opens. Raiden stands there, looking like he's aged 10 years in one night. Blood on his knuckles, his shirt untucked, his careful control frayed at the edges. Behind him, 3 men she doesn't recognize. Japanese, well-dressed, dangerous. "Mireya," Raiden says quietly, "I need you to come with me." "What happened?" "I made a deal." Those 4 words drop like stones. She looks at the men behind him, at their expensive suits and cold eyes, at the way they're watching her like an asset being appraised. "What kind of deal?" she asks. "The kind that keeps you alive." "At what cost?" He doesn't answer, because they both already know. Raiden just sacrificed something to save Mireya, but what did he trade, and will she survive the price? Drop your thoughts below. The envelope is thick. Mireya holds it in her hands, sitting in the new apartment that suddenly doesn't feel safe anymore. Raiden is across from her. The 3 men are gone. It's just them now. And this envelope. "Open it," he says. She does. Inside, legal documents. property deeds, bank statements, everything needed to prove she owns the apartment outright, plus a separate account, enough money to live on for years, education funds, medical coverage for life, all in her name. I don't understand, she says. It's yours, all of it, free and clear, no strings, no conditions. Why? Because I'm leaving. The words knock the air from her lungs. What? The deal I made, it requires me to go back to Tokyo, take my place in the syndicate again, be who they want me to be. No. She stands up, papers scattering. You can't. You said staying would destroy you, and leaving you unprotected would destroy me worse. So you're trading yourself? For me, for you, for your daughter, for a chance at a life I'll never have. Tears burn her eyes. I didn't ask for this. I know, but I'm giving it anyway. When? Tonight. They're waiting downstairs. This is insane. There has to be another way. There isn't. His voice is final, resigned. They agreed to leave you alone, completely. No surveillance, no threats. You don't exist to them anymore, but only if I come back, only if I fall in line. She wants to scream, to beg him not to go, to tell him she needs him, but she can't, because saying those words makes them true, makes this hurt more than it already does. The clinic visits, he says. They'll continue. Dr. Okonkwo knows to expect you. Everything's arranged. I don't want your arrangements. I want you to stay. I can't. Why not? Why does it have to be you? Because I made this mess. By surviving when I should have died. By letting you into my life. By being selfish enough to believe I could have something good. Caring about someone isn't selfish. It is when it puts them in danger. He stands, moves toward the door. She follows. Raiden, please. He turns. Cups her face gently. The first time he's touched her like this. Raise your daughter well, he says softly. Teach her Japanese. Teach her that kindness matters. That seeing people matters. That speaking up when everyone else is silent. That's how you change the world. I can't do this without you. Yes, you can. You've been doing it your whole life. I don't want to. I know. He kisses her forehead. Quick, chaste, goodbye. Then he's gone. She hears his footsteps in the hallway. The elevator ding. The doors closing. She runs to the window, watches him get into a black car, watches it drive away, and stands there until the sun rises, holding documents that mean security but feel like loss. Days pass. Mireya moves through life mechanically. Doctor appointments. Eating because the baby needs it. Sleeping in fits and starts. The apartment feels empty now. Too big. Too quiet. She keeps expecting him to call. To text. To somehow let her know he's okay. Nothing. A week after he left, she gets mail. A small package. No return address. Inside, a photograph. Raiden as a child, maybe 7 or 8, standing next to a woman, his mother, probably. Both of them smiling. Both wearing traditional Japanese clothing. On the back, written in careful English, remember, home isn't a place. It's who you carry with you. She cries for an hour. 2 weeks later, her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She answers. Hello. Silence. Then breathing. Then a voice she recognizes. Mireya. Raiden. Her voice breaks on his name. I can't talk long. They monitor everything. I just wanted to hear your voice. Are you okay? Define okay. Are they hurting you? Not physically, but I'm back to being what I was. What I ran from. And I hate it. Then come back. I can't. The deal. Screw the deal. Come back. And put you in danger again? No. So you're just going to suffer? Forever. If that's what keeps you safe, yes. She wants to argue. Wants to tell him he's being stupid. Noble and stupid. But she hears the exhaustion in his voice. The defeat. I'm sorry, she says instead. For speaking to you that night. For pulling you into my life. Don't. His voice is sharp. Don't apologize for the one good thing I had. For making me believe I could be something other than this. You are something other than this. Not anymore. Silence stretches. She hears voices in the background. Japanese. Commanding. I have to go, he says. Wait. Take care of her. Your daughter. And tell her about the man in the alley. The one who was invisible until someone saw him. Tell her that's how you save people. By seeing them. Raiden. The line goes dead. She sits on the floor, phone pressed to her chest, crying until she can't anymore. 3 weeks later, she's at a prenatal appointment when Dr. Okonkwo mentions something strange. There's been unusual activity, she says carefully. Trafficking routes between here and Asia. Several major pipelines just shut down overnight, like someone dismantled them from the inside. Mireya's heart stops. What kind of routes? Omega trafficking, labor exploitation, the kind of operations that require organized crime infrastructure. Do they know who did it? No, but whoever it was had serious access, serious power. Mireya knows. She knows exactly who did it. She goes home and opens her laptop, searches news in Japanese, finds fragments, reports of Yakuza leadership changes, internal restructuring, policies shifting, nothing explosive, nothing obvious, just quiet changes that mean everything. Raiden went back, but he didn't fall in line. He went back and burned it down from the inside. That night, another package arrives. Inside, a note, one line, in Japanese. Power doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just removes the weight. No signature, no name, just truth. She holds the note and understands. He's not free, probably never will be, but he's using his cage to free others. And somehow that's enough. She presses her hand to her stomach. The baby kicks. Your name, she says aloud. I know your name now. She'll call her Nozomi. Hope, because even in darkness, even when everything costs too much, even when the good people sacrifice themselves, hope is what survives. Raiden sacrificed everything to protect Mireya, but his quiet war from inside the syndicate is just beginning. What do you think his final move will be? Let us know in the comments. The news breaks on a Thursday. Mireya is 8 months pregnant now, moving slowly through her apartment, when her phone lights up with notifications. All in Japanese, all about the same thing. Major Yakuza organization dissolved. Leadership arrested on international trafficking charges. Evidence provided anonymously. Connections to politicians, corporations, law enforcement, all exposed. The empire Raiden's grandfather built. Gone. She sits down heavily, reading article after article, looking for his name, terrified she'll find it, terrified she won't. She doesn't, but she finds others. Men who hurt him, men who sold him out, men who built wealth on suffering, all of them facing consequences. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers without thinking. Raiden. No. A woman's voice. Akane. But he wanted you to know it's done. He's out. Out? How? He gave them everything. Names, accounts, evidence. Burned it all down. And walked away while they were too busy destroying each other to stop him. Where is he? Safe. For now. But he can't contact you. Can't be seen near you. They'll be looking for revenge for years. So that's it? He just disappears. He already disappeared once. This time he's just doing it right. The line goes quiet. Then Akane speaks again, softer. He asked me to tell you something. He said, thank you for speaking to me when I was invisible. You made me remember what I was fighting for. Mireya's throat closes. Tell him I understand, and that I'm grateful. I will. The call ends. Mireya sits in the silence of her apartment, the one he gave her, the one that's home now, and realizes something profound. He didn't save her. She saved him first, by speaking, by seeing, by refusing to walk past suffering. And he returned that gift by making sure she'd never be invisible again. Weeks pass. The news cycle moves on. The scandal fades into background noise. Life continues. Mireya goes to her appointments, prepares the nursery, paints it soft yellow because she wants her daughter to wake up to sunshine. She speaks Japanese while she paints, tells stories about her mother, about a man in an alley, about kindness that costs everything and nothing. One evening, she's sitting in the nursery when she notices something. The window. There's a small origami crane on the windowsill. She knows she didn't put it there. She picks it up carefully, unfolds it. Inside, written in tiny characters, "She'll be beautiful, like her mother." Her hands shake. She looks out the window, sees nothing, no one, but she knows. He was here, watching, making sure she's safe. And then he left, because that's what protection looks like sometimes. Distance, absence, the safety that comes from not being found. She refolds the crane, places it on the shelf above where the crib will go. A reminder that love doesn't always look like staying. Sometimes it looks like leaving so the people you care about can breathe. The baby kicks hard. Mireya presses her hand to her stomach. "He's out there," she says softly. "The man who helped us, who made sure we'd be okay. You won't meet him, but you'll know him through stories, through the choices he made so you could have choices." Another kick, agreement maybe, or just a baby running out of room. That night, she dreams about her mother, about the way she disappeared without explanation, about years of wondering why, and understands finally. Her mother didn't leave because she stopped caring. She left because staying would have destroyed them both. Some love requires distance. Some protection requires absence. Some sacrifice looks like walking away. She wakes with tears on her face but peace in her chest. The next morning, she goes to the Korean church, finds the woman who sheltered her. "I want to help," Mireya says. "However I can. Other women who need shelter, who need to disappear. I want to be part of that." The woman studies her, sees something that satisfies her. "Good," she says simply. "We need people who understand why silence sometimes saves lives." Mireya joins the network, quietly, carefully, using the resources Raiden left her to help others. She doesn't advertise, doesn't seek recognition, just does the work, seeing people, speaking up, offering sanctuary, the way someone once did for her. Weeks later, she's at the clinic when Latoya mentions something. "Heard something weird," Latoya says. "Some big money donor been funding women's shelters. Immigration legal services, healthcare access, all anonymous, all focused on helping Omegas and trafficking survivors." Mireya's heart clenches. Any idea who? Nah, but whoever it is got serious resources and serious commitment. Been going on for months now. Mireya knows. She knows exactly who. He's not gone. Not really. He's just working from the shadows, dismantling systems, building alternatives, doing what he couldn't do before, using power to remove weight instead of add it. That night, another crane appears on her windowsill. She unfolds it. Justice doesn't roar. Sometimes it just stops the harm. She keeps this one too, places it next to the first. A collection of absences, of protection that looks like distance, of love that shows up in origami instead of presence. 2 weeks later, she goes into labor. 14 hours. Exhausting, terrifying, beautiful. And then, her daughter, Nozomi, small, perfect, screaming with healthy lungs. Dr. Okonkwo places her on Mireya's chest. "Warm, real, here." "Hello," Mireya whispers. "I'm your mama, and you're safe. You're so safe." The baby quiets, opens dark eyes, looks at her, and Mireya feels it, the weight of responsibility, of love, of possibility. She thinks about Raiden, about the man who traded his freedom for her safety, who walks in shadows so she can walk in light. She thinks about her mother, about choices made in love that looked like abandonment. She thinks about the night in the alley, about speaking when everyone else walked past, about how one moment of seeing someone changed everything. You're going to know stories, she tells Nozomi, about brave people who made hard choices, about your grandmother who loved you before she even met you, about a man who remembered what honor meant even when the world forgot. The baby's hand closes around her finger, tight, trusting, complete. Later, when Nozomi is sleeping in the hospital bassinet, Mireya checks her phone. One new message. Unknown number. Just a photo. The sun rising over Tokyo. And 2 words. She's here. He knows. Somehow he knows. Mireya types back. She's perfect. Thank you. For everything. 3 dots. Then, thank you. For speaking to me. That night. In the rain. You saved me first. We saved each other. Yes, we did. One more message comes through. I can't be there, but I'm watching over you both. Always, from wherever I am. I know. Teach her Japanese. Teach her to see people. Teach her that small acts of kindness can dismantle empires. I will. I promise. That's all I need. The dots appear again. Then stop. Then start again. Finally, be happy, Mireya. You deserve it. And then nothing. She waits, hoping for more. But that's it. The last message. The final goodbye. She sets her phone down, looks at her daughter sleeping peacefully, and realizes this is what winning looks like. Not revenge. Not destruction. Not public vindication. Just safety. Just peace. Just the quiet knowledge that someone cared enough to sacrifice everything so you could have a chance. That's victory. That's justice. That's love. Raiden is free but can never return. And Mireya must raise her daughter with only stories of the man who saved them. But is his war against injustice truly over? Share your thoughts below. 3 years later, Nozomi is running through the apartment, giggling, clutching a stuffed rabbit. Mama! Mama! Look! Mireya looks up from her laptop. She's working from home now, grant writing for the shelter network. Using words to secure funding. Using her voice to amplify others. I see you, baby. What did you find? A bird. Nozomi holds up the origami crane from the windowsill. It's pretty. Mireya's breath catches. It is pretty. Do you know what it's called? A bird. In Japanese, it's called tsuru. Can you say tsuru? Turu. Close enough. Nozomi examines the crane carefully. Who made it? A friend. Someone who wanted to make sure we were safe. Where is the friend? Far away. But he's happy we're happy. Can we visit? Mireya's throat tightens. Maybe someday, baby. Maybe someday. Nozomi loses interest. Runs off to play with her blocks. Mireya watches her. This tiny human. This miracle. She thinks about how far they've come. About the apartment that's filled with life now. About the work she does. About the community she's built. About speaking up. About visibility. About refusing to let people be invisible. Her phone buzzes. Latoya. Girl, you see the news? What news? Check it. Now. Mireya opens her browser. Searches. And stops breathing. Major policy change in Japan. New legislation protecting trafficking survivors. Whistleblower protections for organized crime informants. Resources for displaced omegas. All championed by an anonymous donor. All structured to dismantle systems from the inside. And at the bottom of one article, a quote from a politician. We're told this movement started with one person. One man who understood that real power isn't domination, it's protection. We don't know his name, but we honor his courage. Mireya stares at the screen. He's still fighting, still working, still using whatever influence he has left to change systems instead of just surviving them. That night, after Nozomi is asleep, Mireya sits in the nursery, looks at the collection of cranes on the shelf. 12 now. One appears every few months, each with a message, each proof that he's out there, watching, caring. She pulls out paper, looks up instructions online, tries to fold a crane, takes 6 attempts, but she manages. She writes on it, "You're not invisible to us. We see you, always. places it on the windowsill. In the morning, it's gone, and in its place, a new one. She unfolds it. That's all I ever needed, to be seen. She presses it to her chest, cries quietly so she doesn't wake Nozomi. Months pass. Seasons change. Nozomi grows, starts asking more questions. Mama, why do you speak 2 words? 2 languages, baby. English and Japanese. Why? Because my mama taught me, and her mama taught her. And now I'm teaching you. Is Japanese special? All languages are special. But Japanese is special to us because it's part of where we came from, part of who we are. Nozomi considers this seriously. Can I learn it? You already are, baby. Every time I sing to you in Japanese, every time we count, every time we say goodnight, will I be good at it? You'll be amazing at it, because you have your grandmother's gift, and my voice, and the courage of someone who believed languages build bridges. Who believed that? Mireya smiles. The friend who made the birds. The faraway friend? Yes, the faraway friend. That night, Mireya makes a decision. She starts recording videos. For Nozomi. For the future. Stories in Japanese and English. About her grandmother. About survival. About the night in the alley. About Raiden. Not all the details. Not the danger. But the truth that matters. That he saw her when no one else did. That she saw him back. That seeing each other changed everything. She saves the videos in a folder labeled, "For when you're ready." One day, Nozomi will watch them, will understand her history, will know that she comes from people who chose courage over comfort. Years pass. Nozomi starts school, makes friends, learns to read, asks about her father. Mireya tells her the truth. He wasn't ready to be a father, so he left. And that's his loss, baby. Because you're extraordinary. Do I have other family? You have me. And you have a whole community of people who love you. That's family. What about the faraway friend? Mireya pauses. He's family too, in a different way.